We try to get real, so I'm going to hit you with one.
Oh, dear.
You're addressed it a little bit before, but obviously France. You don't think entrepreneurism. You think old school socialism. We're not promoting this startup mentality. Courtney Boyd Myers said that when she was in New York, kind of like in 07, 08, she'd say I was in tech startup, and people were like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Now it's changed. I mean, when you tell people what you do in Paris, do they not know what the hell you're talking about? And also, my question is, will France ever get there?
I love the judgment there.
Is that judgment?
A leading question.
Really?
All right. So
I'm getting good at this journalism stuff.
So I can bring in maybe like a bit of a funny story. I went to a school in France, Sciences Po, and I was studying economic development. So I was completely off the startup mark by going to this school and studying this. And at the time, I fell into TechCrunch kind of by mistake or by accident. And people in my class could not understand for the life of me what I was writing about, why I was spending my time doing this, and what kind of difference it would make in the world. And so people were just like, no, you got to go work for the World Bank or some, the European Central Bank, or those are credible jobs. Writing for TechCrunch, that's like a joke. And you tell people I'm a blogger and they just wouldn't take you seriously. And I feel like in the last few years, the tech community has grown substantially. The word startup, people know it. People understand now what it means.
Is that a French word? Is there a French equivalent?
Startup.
Oh, really? I thought the French hated the anglicized terms.
No. But that's the funny thing about the startup community is that they definitely idealize the U.S., and so they will definitely use all the words that they can.
Okay.
But now people get it, and actually the French government, I think, especially with some of their initiatives like the one that we talked about earlier, equivalent to Tech City, it's a thing on people's radar. And the one thing that I've been a little bit disappointed, and I hope we get those equivalents, things like Dragon's Den and what have you, it just helps the general public understand what entrepreneurship is about a little bit in kind of like a comedy, whatever type way.
Yeah.
And in France, those types of things, it's business is kind of looked down upon a little bit more. So it will maybe take a little bit longer to get that.
Is making money looked down upon?
Yeah, as well.
So that gets to my other question. And is it always going to be kept from succeeding in that way?
I think it's changing, and I have to say I give a lot of credit to Xavier Niel. He's he is the founder of a company called Free Telecom company, and he, I think, is the 10th richest man in France that is putting his money into essentially rebuilding the ecosystem. He's the money behind Kima Ventures, which is doing over 100 angel investments per year. He's just built a new school called 42, which they're going to essentially educate, I think it's 1,000 students over 3 years to make them into developers. And he's releasing a huge startup space that he's announced called 1,000 Startups. I guess 1,000 or 100 is his thing, where he's going to house essentially the entire ecosystem in Paris. So I think looking at what people do with their money when they get there and having examples like him will hopefully be encouraging to people. Nobody at this stage is going, oh, he's got too much money and he's just sitting on it and doing nothing. They're going, no, look, he's building, he's going to build France with it.
Well, it's encouraging. I mean, it's a big country. It's, G7. Sure. It has to have this technology progress. It's got to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
What if Nike calls you up and we're like, we want it. We want Tribe Sports. Here's £100 million. Here's the check. What do you guys do? Because there has to be a price where, for your investors, you exit, right?
Who knows? I think we need to.
Question.
It is a hard question.
Who's turning down 100 million? I don't know too many people, but
it would be tricky. Yeah. It would be tricky. You'd have to really, it'd have to be the right fit. You'd have to sell it.
Sure.
To your
yeah.